coach. How important is that in assembling a contender?
Well, look, it's even more important, Brian, in the regular season than it is in the playoffs. To get through a long NBA season and get yourself in good playoff position, you're going to need a lot of guys. 12, 13 guys at different points of the year are going to have to be ready to make contributions. Now, obviously, the team with the better starting five will have the edge, but depth can be a big factor even in the playoffs.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Rudy Gobert is out there with Julius Randle. And it's Conley in at the point.
Well, that's a rarity for him, not being able to cash in on the trip to the line.
Fires in the triple.
Just a smart offensive player. Conley is aware of when he should look to rise and fire. Woo, I love it.
Tatum against Randle. Tatum inside. No luck on that one. McDaniels with some nice D. Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night.
Even after that serious knee injury, Porzingis with the spring to flush it.
McDaniels, a screen on Tatum. Randle, the pass to McDaniels. And stolen by Brown. And Tatum, here we go. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
Yeah, once Tatum sees a gap, he is gone. Off and running.
White against Edwards. Pass to Conley. Here's the 3. And Gobert with the basket on the assist by Conley. The Celtics have gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Outside, Brown. Holiday against Conley. Brown looking around. Here's Tatum. Shot clock at 6. Nails it from 3. Tatum's got 5.
You know, this team relies on Tatum hitting those shots, and that's why he's such a high-volume three-point shooter.
Outside Edwards. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. And Stan, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his heiress, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
And looking at Edwards, the offensive skills he has are impressive. Now he must focus on improving his defense.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. Here's Conley. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played so far. And here's McDaniels. Outside Conley. And stolen by Holiday. Pass to White. Now here's Brown. Tatum with it from downtown. And the Celtics another 3.
With his feet set, Tatum's gonna make you pay.
Holiday against Conley. Picked by Gobert. Conley on the attack. And Gobert with the stuff.
BA, the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that. Here's Holiday. The shot won't fall. Good D by Gobert. Timberwolves trail by 3. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. Outside Conley. Fires for 3. The putback. Holiday grabs the miss. And it's Holiday with the ball for the Boston Celtics. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian, Anthony Edwards, his disposition just brightens a locker room. Coach Chris Finch said he's an absolute joy to coach. Always in a great mood with a great smile. The It doesn't matter if he plays well or he doesn't. Every day he has the same approach and the same attitude.
And he wants to be great, Allie. There's no doubt about that. Now here's White. Again, the miss by Boston. Inside. It's stolen by Holiday. And they're running. Here's Tatum. And laid in to finish off the break. Tatum's got 10 points in the game. All right, let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Boston.
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnover.
Something else that stands out is how they've gotten out in transition. Their speed has kept the defense on their heels.
And Joe Mazzulla calls timeout here. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Cornette's checked in for Kristaps Porzingis. Al Horford comes in for Jason Tatum. Hauser, he's checked in for White. And Pritchard is subbed in for Holiday. And Minnesota will go for a different look here. Reed's checked in for Gobert. Clark comes in for McDaniels. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for Anthony Edwards. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Conley. Great open look there.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Now here's Alexander Walker, defended by Brown. Outside, DiVincenzo. Boston pulls it in.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
Timberwolves trail by 5. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. This one for 3. Can't get it to fall. 0 for 2 now. For Boston, they've gotten 7 of their first 12 shots to go. A slam dunk by Reed.
Talk about taking advantage of the opportunity.
How about the anticipation right there that led to the steal? Then he goes straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's Jason Tatum making highlights for the Boston. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And for the Celtics here, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
You know, they've been relentless in how they attack the paint.
Well, if they're going to be that ferocious inside, this defense is in for a long night.
On the court for Minnesota, Miller is out there with Naz Reid. Then it's Dante DiVincenzo. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Edwards in a shooting guard. Timberwolves trail by 3. Here's Alexander Walker. Still no points. Outside, DiVincenzo. And it's all tied up.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
Down low. Okay! Tatum punching it home.
Calling Tatum a capable scorer would be an understatement. He is an elite offensive talent.
Outside, DiVincenzo. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
Hauser passes to Craig. Tatum looking it over. Showing off the strength.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to review the game plan. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Minot's checked in. You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken. But that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him. One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Kristaps Porzingis, he's checked in for Boston. Holiday comes in for Craig. Now here's Tatum. He's got 14.
Those are precisely the looks this team is trying to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. You can't settle for bad shots.
Here's Edwards, trailing by 4. 6 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. That one goes. Count it. DiVincenzo's got 5 points.
Yeah, just continuing to unlock his game. If Edwards adds the playmaking component, watch out.
Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Look at the power on that.
He has to be one of the top dunkers in the game today. On the wing, Alexander Walker. Outside, DiVincenzo. The three-pointer off the mark.
Well, you can't question his confidence from out there, but it's not falling. Maybe time for a different approach.
There's Tatum with the 3. Tatum! Money from deep.
Yeah, such a good-looking jumper. Nice high release. Tatum can do this all day.
Pass to DiVincenzo. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. He's got 7.
Well, he got to his spot in the mid-range, and that's a shot he's going to make more often than not.
Here's Tatum. Oh, and it's Tatum finishing it off inside.
At 6'8" with a nice release point, Tatum's jumper is a tough one to disrupt.
And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played. Nice shot by DiVincenzo. Stan, your coaching career started in the 1980s. How are players different today versus then?
Well, look, players have always shared one thing. They want to be the best that they can be, and they want to win games. But the players now are bigger, faster, stronger, and more skilled. The rules have changed, so the game's a little bit less physical, particularly at the NBA level, but the players are just better.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Gobert's checked in for Reed. Julius Randle comes in for Minot. McDaniels is checked in for Alexander Walker. And Mike Conley is subbed in for Edwards. Now here's Gobert. Pass to Conley. Outside, DiVincenzo. That one's good, and it's Conley who picks up the assist. And it's now just a 1-point Boston lead. Horford outside. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. Outside Holiday. Out left to the wing. Porzingis passes to White. To the paint. Tries again. Horford gets it done inside.
Yeah, the moment Horford has the rock down low, good night. I mean, just too many moves from the vet.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, the Timberwolves are one of the biggest teams in the association, and Coach Chris Finch said, quote, "That's how we're built. It's part of our identity. That's what we have to lean into. We want to be big at the rim and force our size on opponents." Brian, he loves to see other teams hesitant to venture into the paint.
Hearing footsteps, right? Allie, thanks. Here's White. Okay, do it, KP.
One of the tallest guys in the league. Give Porzingis the ball there and just let him work.
Randle against Horford. The 3, DiVincenzo. Sinks it from distance. DiVincenzo's got 16 points now.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Holiday. No points so far. Porzingis in the post. He's against Gobert. Porzingis with it. DiVincenzo picks him up. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
One-handed tomahawk. That's a guaranteed highlight, B.A.
Check out the bench. They flew out of their seats after that. Outside, DiVincenzo. Here's Gobert. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Boston out in front, leading by 4. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Roll, please. They're thinking about the shot.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
Through the first 2 quarters and change, his perimeter shooting continues to be spot on.
Yeah, he's been locked in tonight. Through the first 2 quarters, he's been a huge factor from outside.
The perimeter pair is White and Brown. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Holiday in at the 1. That's who's in the game for the Celtics.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Well, he saw the height advantage he had and went right up with it. That's exactly what you want him to do there.
I just love the aggressive finish.
I'm thinking he's sending a strong message with that jam. Celtics lead by 3. Stan, just how much of a catalyst has Mike Conley been since the Timberwolves got him?
Well, just listen to his teammates, Brian. They talk about leadership, the adult in the room, and he remains a very capable two-way player.
And Jason Tatum was fearless on that finish. Went right through the contact.
Outside Conley from behind the arc. Gets the 3 ball to go. Conley's got 9.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Conley against Holiday. On the wing, Tatum. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Edwards looking it over. Pass to Gobert. And Gobert flushes it home.
And just so mobile at his size. Once Gobert sets the screen, he rolls hard to the right spot.
Oh, rejected by McDaniels. Conley against Holiday. Gobert with a screen on Holiday. Conley passes to Gobert. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. Here's Randall.
Well, you could really feel Brown's defensive focus there. He was determined to affect the shot.
Holiday with the ball. He's picked up by Conley. Tatum. The fadeaway. Uses the glass to drop it in. Tatum's got 4 points in the quarter.
Fading back. Nobody there to even challenge him.
White against Edwards. Randall, a screen on White. Edwards, a pass to Randall. And it's Randall with the jam.
Yeah, great play from Edwards off the pick and roll. Moving the ball around and get another guy a shot.
Tatum against Randall. Holiday surveying the floor. Spins. All right, Coach, what are some qualities you're looking for in a lead guard?
Well, look, you want a guy that can make plays, that can control the game. When I first got into the league, people thought about point guards as traditional pass-first guys. But now it means more than that. You want a guy who can make plays, whether it's for himself or for his teammates.
Pritchard's checked in for Boston. DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Minnesota. Gobert with a screen on Tatum. Randall, the pass to Gobert. And Porzingis with the block.
Got to be careful shooting around Porzingis. His length is so capable of erasing shots.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw.
Second team foul.
Randall against Tatum. Goes up at the elbow. Rudy Gobert with a rebound.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
Randall, the pass to Gobert. Outside Edwards. 6 to shoot. Pass to DiVincenzo. Jacks up a 3. The rebound, Celtics. Tatum's got his 4th rebound in this one. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. That's good from Holiday.
You know, one thing you got to love about Jrue Holiday is he's a true two-way player in this league. He puts in a lot of work to make a big impact on both sides of the floor.
Celtics lead by 4. Tatum with a screen. Pass to Porzingis. Here's Pritchard. DiVincenzo covering. Again, the miss by Boston.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the look they want. It's tough working the mid-range area.
Defensive Player of the Year 4 times over, Stan. Rudy Gobert tied for the record.
Yeah, Brian, alongside Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace, and Gobert's capable of getting another one, too, assuming his countryman, Victor Wembanyama, doesn't start taking the reins.
Now here's Tatum. Give him 23. Again, the miss by Boston.
Well, you like the competitive mindset there, trying to answer right back. It just didn't fall.
McDaniels passes to DiVincenzo. McDaniels against Brown. Outside, DiVincenzo. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Sometimes the action speeds up on you a little too much. Two teammates not on the same wavelength there.
And Boston with some changes. Cornette's checked in for Porzingis. Al Horford comes in for Jason Tatum. And it's Hauser in for Jrue Holiday. Now here's Brown. No points yet. Pritchard, no good.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Here's DiVincenzo. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randall. And the Timberwolves lead by 1.
An underrated passer. Randall has a nice feel for the game and is willing to keep his teammates involved.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Cornette. That one no good. Nice D from Reed. On the wing, Alexander Walker. And we've just finished the 3rd quarter. What a tight game we've got going. The T-Wolves on top. They're up by 1. And time. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
3 tense quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we get ready for the 4th. And a look now at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the 4th quarter. We've got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Anthony Edwards out there with Dante DiVincenzo. Then there's Naz Reid, and it's Garza in at the center position. Reid against Craig. Now Edwards, outside, DiVincenzo. Off the mark there with a 3.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Hauser passes to Horford, banked it in off the glass.
This is when your interior D has to be on high alert.
And so it's Edwards who brings up the ball for the Timberwolves. They trail by 3. Right side, DiVincenzo. The kick out to Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. Launches it. Offensive rebound. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Yeah, you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Boston.
Well, they've been owning the painted area offensively. I love the intensity they're playing with down there.
They've also been showing us standout play on the fast break, working as a team to create easy opportunities.
Jrue Holiday's checked in for Craig. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Conley's checked in. And it's Tatum missing.
Well, he's got the green light in that situation. They want him taking that shot, even if he didn't get it to go.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Outside Conley. Fires the three. He drops it from range. And the Timberwolves lead by 2.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Alexander Walker with the bucket. Now it's a 4-point Timberwolves lead. And it looks like we've got an injury on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
And you guys know that this is something every player worries about, no matter your age or your ability.
Yeah, teams do everything they can to protect against it. But at this point, all you can do is hope he's not gone for too long.
Ingles, he's checked in for Minnesota. Dillingham comes in for Conley. Craig is checked in for Hauser. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Miller's checked in. And so it's Boston with it. 4-point game. Here's Holiday. Boston, no good that time either. The Timberwolves have gotten half of their attempts to fall in the fourth. 2 for 4 now.
Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
The Timberwolves lead by 6. Wow, potent offense. It's been fun to watch.
Just aggressive and effective, taking it right to the defense.
And the call will be against Jason Tatum. That's foul number 2 for him.
And they're building up steam, getting out in front and trying not to look back.
Well, look, we've seen that no lead is safe these days. You got to keep scoring and extending that margin.
Now, Reed, shooting 1.
Coach, how about Naz Reid, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner?
Yeah, Brian, sort of unique. We often associate that award with shooting guards, but although he's a big, Reid is more than capable of putting up big numbers, including from long distance.
DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Minnesota. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. He said to them, you guys look defeated out there. Wake up. This game is far from over, but I need you all to believe that. I need you to fight for one another right now.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Randall deciding where to go with it. Pass to DiVincenzo. The 3 is up. A rebound by Jason Tatum. Tatum's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Holiday. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum.
And look at Holiday outsmarting the coverage, finding a way to get his shot around it.
White against McDaniels. There's the drive. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds in time. Anthony Edwards is checked in for McDaniels.
Now into the lineup for the Timberwolves.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by now. To the inside, here's Holiday, and they cash it in right away with a quick shot.
Yeah, good execution in close. Holiday likes mixing things up and finishing from this area.
Randall against Brown. Now here's Randall. Outside, DiVincenzo. 5 to shoot. Randall, pass to Edwards. White with a steal. The shot comes out. Good work defensively by DiVincenzo. And here's Minnesota now. They're on a 13-4 run. Edwards against White. Picked by Gobert. Edwards with some muscle.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player, skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
Here's Tatum. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's on Anthony Edwards. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Well, they've really been sharing the basketball. All coaches talk about that, try to get their teams to do it. Really great when you see it in action.
Yeah, the other thing they're doing is absolutely scorching the net. Red hot from outside all game long.
Outside Edwards. To the middle. Oh, deflected. Here's Randall. Out to DiVincenzo. Off target from three-point range.
Trying to end this thing with some big threes, but the accuracy just isn't there tonight.
On the wing, Holiday. Oh, he nails it! What a beautiful shot! Brings it within three!
With balance and good rhythm, Holiday serves as an effective catch-and-shoot player.
Gobert with a screen on Brown. Randall with the drive. Yeah!
You want Randall with the ball in his hands towards the end of these games. Prime example right there.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. McDaniels checked in. Here's Tatum. Cash! What a beautiful shot! Brings it within three!
And this guy is made for these moments. Tatum, the big-time shot.
Grant, they'd love to milk the clock here.
No question. They're in a great situation right here.
DiVincenzo finds Gobert. White against Edwards. Clock at 6. Back to Randall. Tatum with some nice D.
It's all about getting a three right here.
Yeah, and when your opponent knows what you need, it makes it that much harder to find an open.
And it didn't register as an official block, but he did everything you want in disrupting that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
And now we've got an intentional foul.
And a smart choice right there. I mean, you can't allow them to just drain the clock.
He gets the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion.
2 shots.
And so both free throws good, and it's a 5-point game.
And that'll just about do it. Coming through at the line in a big spot.
And Boston calls time here. Only 2 seconds left in the final quarter. All right, guys, what do you think?
They're going to have to get up a quick shot and then foul immediately.
For three, Porzingis. Off target with the shot. So it's Minnesota picking up the win. They played the villain tonight, and they played it well.
Yes, they did. You know, you have two choices. You can either succumb to the hostility in this arena, or you can feed off of it and use it as motivation. They did the latter.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson, thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we present the player of the game, Dante DiVincenzo.